Welcome back to Mustache Moto. It's Ben, and today we're going to review the Oscal Pilot 3 Android phone. All right, I'm not going to continue recording on this the entire time because I got to have it in my hand and show you. It's a lot easier to use the fixed camera. So let's quickly hit a couple of disclaimers. Oscal sent me this phone for free in order for me to test it out and do a review. That's the first disclaimer. If you buy it, there's a link below for Amazon, and I'll get a little kickback on that. Second, this is not going to be your traditional phone review. Why? Well, I've never used it as a phone. I'm a Mac person. I use iPhone. I'm really not that familiar with Android stuff. But the reason I accepted the phone was because I do have two really important uses for an Android phone, and I really wanted to test this out and see if this was a good fit for those uses. Let me get those out of the way real quick and tell you what they are, and then we'll talk a little bit about the phone. So first is I use MotoScan, the MotoScan app, which requires an Android phone when I work on the BMW, anytime I need to plug into the OBD sensor or OBD link. So this allows me to reset the oil light and the service light. It lets me check codes, lets me cycle the ABS, all sorts of stuff like that that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. I can't do that on an iPhone. Got to be an Android. And when I'm traveling especially, I want to have that on the bike with me, in case I ever have any issues. So that's use number one, that I need an Android phone. Use number two, and if you watched my last road trip series this summer, that 3-week road trip I did up into Canada, you'll see me using this phone several times. And the reason I had it and was using it is before I left Atlanta, I went ahead and downloaded detailed maps and topographical maps for everything from Atlanta up through Ontario. I mean, any state that I thought I could possibly be going into, I downloaded. I used Osmond, which I'll talk about in another video. That's the mapping software that I used, the mapping program that I used. But I was able to then download all these offline maps, have them with me at all times in my saddlebag, and not fill up my iPhone, not fill up the phone that I use every day. That's also important. Well, one, for when I don't have service, right? So that I can still figure out where I'm going and still navigate if I need to. The second part of that is you always need a backup. So the iPhone is awesome. I use that and the Apple Play on the CarPlay on the motorcycle for my navigation. But if I lose my iPhone, if it breaks, if it gets stolen, if it quits charging, which happened to a friend of mine in the middle of a long trip, any of those things happen, you're going to be dead in the water, especially if you're out in the middle of nowhere when it happens, and you got to find your way home. So paper maps are great. You should always have those with you too. But having this as that backup was really a really important element for me to have that. So why this phone specifically? Okay, because any Android you could do these things with. So this is a ruggedized, super sturdy phone, first of all. So it doesn't need a case. This thing, most of my trip, most of the 3 weeks, it was bouncing around in the saddlebag, right? Just tossed in the aluminum pannier, no case on it. It wasn't in a bag, it wasn't in a pouch, it was just thrown in there. Survived without a problem. Let me sit that down, sorry. It's got a couple little scratches, a couple little nicks on the metal, but that doesn't bother me at all. Screen's fine. It's got a screen protector on it that has a little scratch or two. But the phone worked great the entire time. It's got a big screen. It's super bright. Now, I would use this. I'd turn the brightness down just a little bit. And doing that, because it's got a huge battery in it, I could run the screen and the navigation all day long without ever having to plug it in. It's still got charge at the end of the day. That's really important when you get into wet weather and nasty weather like I had, for a day in Ontario, where if you can't leave it plugged in because it's no longer waterproof when you do that. It made it through the rain on the handlebars all day long, absolutely no problem. The other problem I find with my iPhone, if I put it on the handlebars and use it for navigation without the Android Auto, it overheats. You know, hits 90 degrees outside, that thing overheats, the screen dims down, you can't see it. I didn't have that problem with this phone at all. I think because it's much bigger, it's got a lot of mass to it, so it can cool better. If I take this and turn it on full brightness and sit it in the direct sun and just leave it sit there to bake, yes. I think after a half hour or 20 minutes, when it's almost too hot to touch, the screen dims down and it shuts down. That being said, having it on my handlebars in 90 plus degree heat, I think 93, 94 is as hot as it got for me on this trip. With a little bit of airflow, because the bike's moving, absolutely no problem. It never shut down, never dimmed the screen, none of that. Speaking of the screen, it's big and bright. I already said it was bright. It's got a fingerprint sensor here to unlock it, but it also does the facial recognition. And that even worked and unlocked it with my helmet on, which is awesome if you ever shut the screen down. And another cool feature, it's got a button that you can program. So I've got that programmed for my mapping software. So if I hit that, it comes right up. So there we go. Hit that, mapping software right there, ready to go. So I'll get into and show you exactly how that works on the screen here. I also, let me mention the cameras on the back. It's got a 50 megapixel camera. I didn't really use it much. It's also got a night vision camera, which is kind of cool, so you can actually do infrared images. And I'm going to play some more with that because I've actually got cameras converted to infrared because I really like the look of that. But it's kind of cool at night too. In camp, you can take some funky pictures with it. I didn't test, like I said, didn't test the cameras out a lot. I'm a photographer by trade, so I mean I know the cameras that I like, and I'm going to use professional grade ones 99% of the time. So, Oscal Pilot 3. Let me show you in detail some of the uses that I've had for it. Okay, I'm going to go over real quick how I use the Oscal Pilot 3 with the OBD Link LX adapter, OBD2 adapter, and MotoScan app so that I can access the computer on my motorcycle on the R1250 GSA, and then also reset service lights, check trouble codes, all that sort of stuff that you may need to do on a long trip, and why it's beneficial to have a phone like this with you. So let's go here. I've already connected to the Bluetooth. You can hear that little buzz in the background maybe because the bike is turned in the on position, but the engine's not running. We're going to go here to MotoScan. We're going to go to R Series, R1250 GS Adventure. And then let's see, let's go to the instrument cluster. Go to service reset as an example, so we can reset the date. We can reset the mileage. I can reset the date for the mileage. That's for oil changes. You know, I can do ABS. I can cycle the ABS pumps if I want, if I'm doing maintenance there. So there's a lot of functionality you have here for working on the bike, and it's way cheaper than the GS 911. So if this is all you need to do, this type of work, especially the service reminders, is a much easier way to do it. It's also easy to carry with you, and then you've got the phone, which is multiple use. So if you want more information on that, I've got a video I'll link above over here that talks about the MotoScan app, and then in the description I'll link to the app as well as the adapter, the OBD Link LX, because there's only a couple of adapters that give you these full functionality with the motorcycle. All right, now just to show you a little bit about how I use this for the mapping. You can see on here the green, that is where I've actually downloaded the offline maps. So it's a huge portion of the United States and up into Canada. All that before my trip because I wasn't sure where I was going and wanted to make sure I had everything possible. You can see the red lines in there. That's where I actually had a route that I programmed and put in here. As I said, this is the Osmond app. But look at the size of that screen. It's fantastic. It's really big. You know, I can zoom in here. We get lots of detail. And actually, the more closer we get, the more detail we get. So really, really good. The screen is super bright, as you can see. and it's got plenty of memory to have a huge swath of the state in there, and leaving it on bright enough to see easily, but not super duper bright, like not all the way up. You could leave the screen on all day long and navigate all day long without ever running out of battery. Other amazing thing is I had this on and in the saddlebags for days, like maybe even a week, and it was still in the 90% or more of battery life left on it. Of course, doesn't have a SIM in it, so it wasn't using data, but the GPS runs. GPS works great on it. Very easy to control. Really big screen. Let me also mention this this holder that I use, that I got. It's really amazing. It gets really big, and you need one that gets super big to be able to hold this phone. Super tight grip on it. It's rubber lined. This is Fanawi. Anyway, I'll link to it. It's from Amazon. It's really sturdy, machined aluminum. It's got a locking mechanism, all sorts of different ways you can attach it. Oops, that's upside down. Look, we'll do that. We'll get the maps back up. Put it in here. And then it's got a little lock on the back that if you rotate that, it won't come open. And I use it for this phone, but I also put my iPhone in it at times. And then you can, put it however you want, whatever orientation you want. Vertical tended to work better when I was doing navigation because just the way the extra information showed up on the screen. But this phone worked absolutely fabulous like this. You'll see it in a bunch of my videos, and like I said, it got dumped on in rain, never had a problem, never overheated, the screen never dimmed down. A+ for this. So if this kind of Android phone sounds like something you'd be interested in having on your bike, the Oscal Pilot 3 is a pretty damn good deal. You use the link below in the coupon code, you'll get it for about $250 from Amazon. Now get out there and ride.